The great challenge for the newspaper industry that historically we've made good money out of printing information, content, advertising on newsprint, and we're in that massive transition period where there are so many other ways of delivering that content in the new world. And of course we all sit back and wonder, where are the children of today going to be getting their information from when they move into the marketplace? Where are the 15-year-olds and the 17-year-olds going to be? We know that they aren't likely to take evening newspapers in the same way that they did before, because we know that people, for example, who take evening newspapers tend to be embedded in a community, they tend to be married, they tend probably to have children. Now there's been massive social change over the last 10 or 15 years where all of that has moved back from your early 20s to your early 30s, and some of it's disappeared altogether. So you don't have that sort of closeness in the community. But yet we still find that we're able to earn good money out of local communities. And therefore what we want to do is be able to move that content that we have, that's such an important part of our local communities, into the future and continue to deliver it to these people. Yes, on newsprint still for those who want it, but also in all the other ways that they would like to receive the information, like on the mobile phone, on the internet, on their television set. I think the key thing for Johnston Press as a publisher of regional newspapers and the largest publisher of regional newspapers in the UK is that we have a massive focus on what we would call being local, and that means local communities. And in many ways we're redefining those communities and producing publications both electronically and on print freshly, to narrow communities down to maybe something like 4, 5 or 6,000 people who have a common interest, whether it's the local shops that surround them, the local schools, the local cinema, the local health clubs. These are all the things that draw people, because the reality is, no matter what happens electronically going forward, research absolutely indicates that most of the things that people do are done locally within a few miles of their own home. Even when they move house, whether they buy a car, when they have the children and the children go to school, it all happens within a few miles of their own home. And yes, of course, people are buying online and they're buying things occasionally from France or America or Jersey or wherever it happens to be, but the bulk of their day-to-day interactions are local.